was saying about socialism, because I was raised in a family that also were union workers. My grandfather worked for GM. I consider military union work because you are committed to something. My father was in the military. I can trace military service in my family back to the Civil War. We have an idiot in the White House right now who has never served anybody, not even being a Boy Scout. I fundamentally believe that you have to know something about service to be of service. So what we have right now is somebody who does not know anything about service but knows about being served. That's all he knows. Being served and getting his way. So yes, and I'm not joking when I tell these young people, look, get your butt registered, get involved in your community, because if you don't like the way your school system is running, guess what? You have the power to change that, but only if you get involved. If you don't like the fact that we have now spent over $600,000 battling somebody over a doggone mural downtown, you have the power to change that, but only if you get involved. So, yeah, I threaten them, but I mean it from my heart.
For Salina Indivisible, something that we are working on is we know we have school board elections coming up in November, so we are having a candidate forum it'll be the first Thursday of September, and we have most, if not all, of the candidates coming to just talk for a couple minutes about why they want to run for school board, what they hope to do as a school board member, just to educate people. And then we are also planning on doing door knocking. I know that Gavin with the Saline County Young Dems has been doing trainings on how to help people with their campaigns, and we're trying to get people in our group committed to knocking doors, passing out information for school board members, because that's a race that people just do not vote for, and it makes a very large difference. I'm a teacher, so it's really important to me, but we have a couple members on our school board currently that are a part of the Granny Brigade, which is kind of a Moms for Liberty type group, and I read the minutes for the school board meetings, and they're against textbooks, certain textbooks. They want to investigate them more, and book banning and those kind of things that just, there's no place for that in our schools. So school board races are very important, and that's something that we're focusing on at Salina Indivisible.
To answer about how we are reaching out to people, we've done a number of different ways. I got interested in our very first meeting because of a sign that was hung on a local coffee shop wall, and so we do put out signage once in a while, but a lot of our membership has just come from word of mouth, talking to other people that we know and bringing them in. But we also hold events, community events. We've done 2 Labor Day related events. One was actually on US Labor Day, and then our last one was this early May, in honor of May Day. We have also attended many of the protests that have happened locally, because those have been really good ways to connect with people, and we've talked to them one-on-one. But we do still get people who see us on social media, who see us hear about things that we've done, and we've gotten people as far out as Hayes to come to our meetings. So now that we have greater capacity, because as I said, for a while we were just about 8 people, and we grew very slowly, it seemed like, and as we increase capacity, I would like to increase the work that we're doing to bring more people in, maybe a door knocking campaign, and further events that people will be interested in the events and then be interested in us.
One more thing, there's a community calendar that just got started. I don't think it's been going for a month yet, but they put all of our events on it. As far as I know, Bree Isaacson is the one who puts it on. I know Radin does for Saline County Democrats. I'm not sure how you access it, but there is a community calendar that has everybody's events, and if you click onto the event, then it gives a brief description of the event. So
I've got a link. Afterwards I can hand it out or something.
Oh, good. Yes, because we need to. I mean, I got on because I talked to Bree, so she gave me the link, and I got on that way. So, But yes, you need to access it so you find out what's going on and what you're willing to participate in.
Who is the moderator for that?
I guess Bree,
I think she's the one that puts events on the calendar.
Bree Isaacson.
Okay, thank you.
There's also a statewide newsletter put out, the Arc of Justice.
Oh,
And
wow.
I
Yeah,
can't
that's
recall the
good.
name. Do you know the name of the lady that does that?
Iris Carver, I believe.
I think you're right, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right.
And it
Uh-huh.
covers the whole, the whole state, all the events and
And
stuff
is
that
that,
go
is that
on.
online or?
She emails it out.
Email, yeah.
Every Friday.
And I think there's a website too.
And it leans more towards like the Lawrence, Kansas City, Topeka area, just because there's naturally more things that direction. But it does cover statewide.
But
I've
it
seen
covers a
some
lot of the
Saline-
Topeka stuff too, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
I've seen some Salina things on there. I've even seen some out west and things that they've had planned on there, so.
Any more questions? Go ahead.
I just have one, and that is with all of the things that we're wanting to do, all of the goals that we have, with all of the organizations we work within, and hopefully all of them together, one of my biggest concerns is communication. And I fear that most of Salina, for example, is unaware, will be unaware, that the invitation went out to the GOP locally, and yet they didn't participate. We already had that experience with our town hall. There's other experiences like that. And I'm very concerned with the coverage that we get through publications like Salina Post, Salina Journal, 311. We don't really get a fair representation in those communication methods. And then there's the Kansas Reflector, which I read every single day, that I think we need to invite to Salina so we can get some information out that way. But do you have any idea, you all, how we can get those publications to include all of our information and not be so one-sided?
I know that when Salina Indivisible did the town hall, that I reached out to several different places, and David Norland reached out to KWCH and KSN, which aren't local, but I mean, still news sources. And then I did, I can't remember which one it was now, but I did one of them here in town, and we didn't have a lot of luck. Like, the people that David talked to sounded interested, and if they had the capability, maybe they would send someone out, but it didn't really go anywhere. 1150 KSAL, that was the one that they did post on Facebook. They did an article about it after the fact, and Todd Pittenger came, but that was as far as we got with that. And I did a lot of emailing out, and I know David did too, so I don't know that I have an answer,
I know.
but I mean,
That's
I don't know
something
if we keep
could all
hounding at
work
them
on.
or,
I don't know.
These were Wichita television stations.
Right,
Yeah.
yes,
Right.
yeah.
And you know, so it's in
Yeah.
Salina, so we have to take that into consideration. But you would, of course, I was told, and I bet you were too, Shannon, that if some of the representatives were going to be there, they'd show up.
Right.
This is the roadblock.
Well, and even saying that, that Cindy was coming, it still didn't make that much of a difference, so.
But it'll be important getting information out about voting and registering and what you need to do or what you need to have to register to get the word out to a lot of people in Salina that aren't hearing
That's
the
right.
truth and hearing these things.
Well, and on social media, it's kind of an echo chamber. Like, if you like certain things, it's gonna keep feeding you what you like, and you're not going to get the information if you are in your bubble.
Right.
So, I mean, we're fighting technology on that one, so.
True.
Now, I know Greg did record the town hall, and it was on, was it Facebook or
YouTube.
line of YouTube?
Yeah, the Salina Media Connection, yeah,
Yeah.
we had him come and record, and we've got
And
it
it
out
was,
there.
it was out there so you could watch it.
But then getting eyeballs to that YouTube and
Right.
website
To be aware of
Yeah.
this.
is another thing that we can do after the event.
Right, because I posted it in the groups that I'm a part of, but I also am in a bubble, and so, I mean, it just didn't get out further than that, so.
Can I just say, this is kind of a question, but more a topic for discussion. I'm curious about the efforts that your group has about getting real accountability for representatives, and God bless you for that mission. It seems to me, and so I'll just tell you a quick story, two real quick ones. After hearing the KMUW fundraising to raise $250,000 that they are suddenly just cut away from, maybe it's 500, maybe that, I don't know, some huge amount, thousands, hundreds of thousands. So they're trying to fundraise that, and I'm listening to that and realizing that if Moran and Marshall had voted the right way, that huge amount of effort on our parts and out of our pocketbooks would be unnecessary. Couple that with the arts and humanities, language learners lost to USD 305 of something like $258,000. These are huge holes in the social structure that are made, that have been shot through by our representatives. And in a fit, I called Jerry Moran's office. Bridget answered. I asked her name. I said, Bridget, I want you to know this is not targeted at you, but I want to tell you this is despicable behavior on the part of this president, of this senator. When are you going to represent the people you supposedly represent and not a dictator? And this, I think, is the kind of language we have to talk to people about today on a bike ride. That's the second part of the story. I'm going to identify the guy that fell on the bike ride, said, well, you know, this will just, we got to work through this, it'll pass, we just got to work through, got to vote. Well, all those things are true. And I said, Gary, wake up. Gear up your outrage factor, bud. We are not in that world. I need Sandy Beverly here. I'm going to channel Sandy Beverly. My God. You know? So that's the message we have to put out. And we have to tell people to pay friggin' attention and look for stories that tell them what's really happening. So that's my rant for today. But
That's why I'm thinking the postcards need to go out with that kind of information on it,
Right.
and not to our congressmen, because they don't care. They aren't listening. They're not going to do anything different. Postcards need to go to voters that are going to listen, hopefully, and so I think we need to target our message to those people. And we know which people they are.
And we can't be afraid to talk to each other. We just can't. We cannot, and I appreciate what you're saying about somebody who has opposite, because that's me. I will talk to anybody. And you might tell me, hey, I don't like so-and-so and such and such. Well, why not? Let's discuss this. You know, what's the difference?
And we all know the dilemma is you don't want to attack everybody with that.
Right.
You don't want to alienate everybody. You want to be the reasonable person that you really are underneath.